welcome back. It is the Bring It On show. Yes, it is the Bring It On show live on your TV, on CMTV. Now, we are on the topic, should parents choose a career path for their children? Should parents be allowed to choose a career path for their children? If yes, tell us why, and if no, still tell us why. And our contact is on the screen. It is 678028885. 678028885. That is our contact. We are waiting for your contribution. And our contributions are coming in. And we have a guest on set, Mr. Kimbi Bertrand, who is willing to give us the right knowledge we need, the right wisdom, the words of wisdom we need to carry on with this particular area of our life in our society. And we have this contribution which just came in, and it says, I think yes, because everyone has a unique potential, and we just can't look that over and end up creating a grumpy, dissatisfied adult. This one says, I think yes, because everyone has a unique potential, and we just can't overlook that and end up creating a grumpy, dissatisfied adult. Let the children choose. Mrs. Appier from Sandpit. Thank you, Mrs. Appier from Sandpit, for joining us on the program today. It is really a privilege. So, Mr. Kimbi, we have this, our contributor, who is saying that, I'll quote her words, where she says, she thinks it's yes, that the kids should be allowed to make their decisions. So they don't actually end up training their kids to become frustrated, if I should say, or grumpy and dissatisfied adults in the future. So what do you think about her contribution?
You know, her contribution is in line with the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the rights of the child.
Okay.
You have the right to make a choice.
All right.
You have the right to freedom of speech.
Okay.
Now, if a child says, Daddy, this is what I want, the father has to look into it, but the father has to be as a guide. But he just has to say, okay, son, don't you think that if we give you this, it's going to be detrimental? It is preferable that you try this. That is the best way to do it.
Okay.
Negotiate. Negotiate. Negotiation is not that that the child is overwriting you. No.
Okay.
No, you are coming to a compromise.
Wow, that's really amazing. So please, parents, don't get intimidated when your kids come up and they're like, Mommy, Daddy, I want to be this. This is what I want to do. And if they end up changing their minds like 10 times over, please allow them change their mind. They are still experimenting, right?
Definitely.
They are experimenting, and they are still trying to find their foot on the ground. The same as you as parents, you're also there to help them find their path. And now, same back to Mr. Kimbi, our guest for today. Mr. Kimbi, we also acknowledge that we live in a society where, in an African society, it's a patriarchal society.
Definitely.
And, they feel like there are norms we should follow. And parents have the mindset that, or we all have the mindset that there's a particular way of life. You go to school, you write your exams, and then you get a job. Is that the only thing, the only way out for us as, youth or as people who will lead us tomorrow?
Now, I will use William Congre's words that is superannuated. That's old-fashioned. It is archaic.
Okay.
Now, we are living in a society where we must negotiate. Those are old-fashioned things, that education is the only background to wealth.
Okay.
Your hands, your words are background to wealth. For example, as you see me here, if you call me to come and MC your occasion, you are giving me 30,000 francs just to come and stand and talk and go.
Wow.
That is, I'm using the skills that I have developed in talking.
Yes.
The words, the air that God has given me for free. I've developed it, and I make sure I apply it into life.
Wow.
Anybody who sits and says, I don't have anything to do, I have graduated and I don't have anything to do, that's a lazy fellow. We no longer eat books. We eat from the labor of our hands and from the work of our feet.
I thought there's this saying that says a great man is birthed from the number of books he or she reads.
The book can only develop your mind psychologically.
Yes.
It can only make you psychologically enriched. But if you don't put the thoughts that you have acquired from the books into action, you will remain a hungry man. And you will carry your certificates and go with them to the grave without a kobo.
Oh, wow. This is really, really rich. Are you getting this, viewers? This is really rich. Hope you're getting this, and hope you implement this into your daily activities, and you would also pass it on to the people you find around you. Now, through the week, we came across a host of activities people get involved in to make money because they feel that is their God-given talent. And we came across one which was really impeccable. We came across many, but there was one which was really impeccable. There's this young girl in the city of Bamenda, the town of Bamenda, who actually makes furnitures. She makes chairs with old tires, worn-out tires. And that is really, really amazing. And we got her name as Miss Aye Leonette. You know, it's really, really rare to see a lady like this. She actually had gone out of the box. Do you think she went too far? Because most people will be like, no, this is something for the man. But you see a lady doing this, and she's really getting, her hands to work and doing something. Do you think she went too far, or this is something too tedious for her to get into?
Okay, she did not go too far. She did what every reasonable person who wants to have an independent living will think of. And you should know that as an entrepreneur, or as somebody who wants to live a life of money working for the person and not him working for money, you realize that you will always have to think.
Okay.
And now she used the available resources around her, combined it with her ideas, and she put them into action to come out with those furnitures.
Yeah.
And I think if you want to go there, you want to buy one. That's a local tire that maybe it has been abandoned, it has been thrown.
Yeah.
And she will now sell that one to you for about 50,000.
Yeah.
It is her thoughts in manifestation. Where people saw failure, where people saw that tire is useless, she picked it up and she saw that there is something that can still come out of this useless thing. Wow. As I will always tell my students, out of every nonsense, there is always a sense.
Wow, out of every nonsense, there's always a sense. Viewers, out of every nonsense, there's always a sense. Out of every nonsense, there's always a sense. That's really amazing. And that's coming from our guest, Mr. Kimbi Bertrand. Our guest with us today on the Bring It On TV show, Mr. Kimbi Bertrand. And we are still not done because it's really hot. People get really intimidated for deciding to pick different career paths. But one thing I also want to ask, do people actually miss their, they feel like they are skilled in a particular area, do they actually miss their targets career-wise?
Definitely, people miss their targets career-wise. And one thing that makes people to miss their targets career-wise is what people say, and not what you want to become. What people say will always make people to miss their targets.
Okay.
For example, I almost missed my target through my story that I just told you.
Yeah.
As an artist, a born artist, I almost missed my target because of what I will always hear my father say.
Okay.
You are my doctor. You are my this.
Okay.
You are my this. And because of that, if it's that I did not realize it fast through even the God that I serve, maybe today you could hear that Kimbi is one of those people picking papers along the roadside. So many people miss their targets because of what people say, because of what people will think.
Okay.
It is always preferable. They say when you try something, you fail. You try something, you fail. You will realize that it gives you a better notion to sit up and work hard towards it in the near future. Yeah.
Wow. But we can also know that they can also be misled by their own decisions, They can still think that this is their path. Do you think they can still think that, this is my path? I want to become an artist, I want to become a musician. But instead, they were meant to excel in the field of engineering.
Okay. That is why the parents are there to act like guides.
Okay.
And not subjugates. They don't have to subjugate their children.
Okay.
They don't have to force them. For example, when I had my advanced level, my dream, I'd always loved literature.
Okay.
Loved acting, reading. So I told my mother that it's like that, I want to go and read literature. She said, no. Go and do science of education. I told her, okay, I will go and do science of education. When I went to register, I registered for literature and I took CST as a minor, which means that I combined what she wanted me to do with what I really wanted to do. And today, it is giving me some small francs somewhere which is not small, and now I can use those particular small francs that I pick out from there to birth forth something new, to make money work for me and not me working for money.
Wow, to make money work for you and not you working for money. So viewers, make money work for you and not you working for money. Make money work for you and not you working money. That's coming from our guest, Mr. Kimbi Bertrand, who is here with us on the show. And now, one more thing we do also want to ask. You know, people will always be like, even if we actually want to follow our dreams, we don't have those facilities. How do we even get to them? Because in as much as parents want their kids to fulfill their God-given talents, their God-given purpose, they would also tell us they don't have those potential, they don't have the facilities, they don't have those things, they don't have access. So should they actually just sit because they are not available, or should they definitely go in search of those things which will make their kids become who they really want to be?
Okay, if you close your hands like this, and someone wants to drop something on it, it will not fall on it. Instead, it will fall on the ground.
Okay.
But if you open your hands, someone wants to drop something on it, it will fall on it. And when it falls on it, it remains on it. Which means that you have to be open.
Okay.
You have to go for what you want in life. There is no stagnant water that expects to renew itself because it is stagnant.
Okay.
If you want the water to renew itself, allow it to flow.
Oh, wow. Okay, viewers, we've been hearing a lot from our guest, Mr. Kimbi Bertrand, and it's really amazing what he's telling us, because I find this really interesting. Even with his illustration, it's really simple and easy for us to get, the knowledge we need for our kids or for our fellow junior ones to excel in their God-given talents. So now, we still have contributions coming in, and we have this one which says, no, because I believe parents are always right, and a saying goes, what an old man sees sitting down, a child can't see, even if he stands on the tallest tree. That's T.I. from Limbe. Thank you, Mr. T.I., for sending in your contribution. We are really, really happy and grateful that you joined us on the show today. This is the Bring It On show, and it's really awesome to have you. And I guess you're still here with us to discuss on this contribution, because it's still ringing in my head, and I'm still trying to get around it. So he's saying no, because he believes that parents are always right. And he has also used an old adage which says, what an old man sees sitting down, a child can't see even if he stands on the tallest tree. So does it actually mean that if you actually want to become an artist, like when you say a singer, and you can still excel in that, but your parents say you will not excel, so just take the easiest way out, become an accountant, and just have a job, have a family, and settle down, and that's life. Is actually what he's trying to say, if I should understand him perfectly?
Now, if he says that no, because parents are always right, I want to use this Cameroonian artist. I think it should be Jovi.
Okay.
He sings a song and he will tell you age, no be sense, because some pardon they don't. That's really one thing we have to understand.
Okay.
Now, wisdom is different from intelligence. A child of 2 years can have wisdom better than a father of 67 years.
Really?
That is one thing we have to know. Now, and when you are looking at it, we are not refuting his point. No. That is his own point of view. But if you look at it, everybody has something to contribute.
Yeah.
You should not be spoon-fed. They will not chew and give you to swallow. If you go to school and you realize that it is not working, look for something else. Think out of the schooling box.
Okay.
Think out of the schooling box, and then you get out of the box, you will excel.
Oh, wow.
There are people that their born talent is business. Business, I hope you know that business is a skill.
Yeah, of course.
There are people that when they get into the business field, they excel better. There are people that they know how to promote themselves. There are people that know how to make customers. And those kind of people, they excel better in business, no matter the number of certificates. My mother will always tell me that money does not have color. Whether you have worked, you have dug something in a shanty, they have paid you the money, or you have plastered the house, they have paid you the money, or you have gone to school, they have paid you a salary because you're getting a good job. It is money. A poor man and a rich man, all is money.
Oh wow! So as long as it's genuine, it is money.
It's
As
money.
long as it is genuine, it's money, viewers. So please get your hands to work. Don't kill yourself. And we also have this one more contribution that we're going to be taking, and it says, "Well, I support the fact that children should choose their career paths because most parents are not educated and sometimes choose the path for their children because they see others successful in that path." And it says, well, I support the fact that children should choose their career path because most parents are not educated and sometimes choose a path for their children because they see others successful in that path. Thank you to our viewer, even though you didn't tell us who you are when you're writing from. Please, when you're writing, please tell us who you are when you're writing from because we would love to celebrate you on the live show. It's really, really a privilege to have you join us. And from what we get from our contributor, this person is saying, our unknown contributor is saying that most parents will choose this, we want to make decisions for their children because one, they are not educated, and two, they see others excelling in those areas. So is that enough reason for them to choose?
Okay, if you say parents are not educated, you cannot be educated but you're wise. Okay? You cannot be educated but you're wise. There are some parents who haven't gone to school. Yes. But when they want to discuss with you, you will think that they have PhDs. They reason better than those who have PhDs. There is one thing in life. If a father who is financially literate, because there is what we call financial literacy, those things are not taught in schools. They are not taught in schools. They are taught in homes. Financial literacy.
Yeah.
So if a parent sees and thinks it wise that if my son goes here, he will be successful,
Oh wow.
he encourages it.
Yeah.
He encourages it. Okay, like today I went to school, and one of my students that I taught, he has his advanced level. And when I asked what is he doing, they told me he wants to play football. I said, if he wants to play football, it's fine. But is there a means to push him to play that football? That is his passion. And he has refused totally from doing any other thing.
Really?
But the next thing is, while looking for venues for football, be thinking out of the box. There is one thing, if you want to make money, you don't have to think only about one thing. Your brain has to work like a computer. Yeah.
Okay, so your brain actually has to work like a computer. Please, while you're making a decision to pick a particular career path per your skill, please be multifaceted. Expand your wings. Don't just limit yourself to one particular domain. And then, viewers, our question is still on the screen. Should parents allow their children to choose their career path? Should parents allow their children to choose their career path? If your answer is yes, tell us why. And if your answer is no, tell us why, because we really want to know. And tell us where you're writing from with your name, because we also love to celebrate you. We want to celebrate the bringers in the Bringers Nation. So our contact is still on the screen at 678028885. 678028885. Don't move from your seat because we will be right back, and we are still just getting started. We've not even gone up to half of what we have in store for you today. Okay, so please stay on your seat. If you're going to get a glass of water, get it. If you're going to get a glass of juice, go ahead to get it. But make sure you get back on your seat because you don't want to miss out on what we have for you today. Don't start it and leave it halfway because you will just be hanging in mid-air. So see you right after this break.